So coming up next, we have number 7's top 7 in 7 minutes. Kellen, what is the top 7 list this week?
All right, folks. Today we have the top 7 sports that I am most thankful for. Here we go, starting at number 7.
Just made the list!
Coming in at number 7 is golf. Now, I've only golfed one time. It was in Puyallup. It was the Executive 9 High Cedars. My first shot was awesome. Felt great. Felt like Derek Jeter coming off the ball. But then, from there, it was downhill. I enjoy watching golf. I was a big Tiger Woods fan growing up until I found out the way he lives his life. Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, Jason Day. I enjoy Phil Mickelson as a lefty. It was extremely fun watching Dustin Johnson win a couple years ago, Ricky Fowler. The U.S. Open was in Tacoma, right by where the restaurant where I work, so a lot of guys had come through to eat breakfast before, not necessarily Tiger Woods or anything like that, but I enjoy watching golf. It's fun. It's a mental game. You have to be mentally tough to play this game. One of my favorite movies is The Greatest Game Ever Played. Gosh dang it, that should have been on my list last week as well, with Even Stevens, our boy. What a great movie that is because it shows the mental aspect of the game. Coming in at number 6.
You just made the list!
You're on it. I enjoy tennis. Now, tennis is one of those games that I will probably pick up once I am done playing football. It's a great hand-eye coordination game. I enjoy it a little bit more than pickleball, and I love pickleball. But tennis is fun. You got Andre Agassi, you got Pete Sampras. Obviously, you got the Williams sisters. I love watching tennis. There's not necessarily a tennis movie that I can relate this to, but it's one of those things where I love when you open up a new set of tennis balls, you have that smell of that tennis ball when it comes out of the bottle. I love that. It's a little thing, but it's one of those things that's important. So tennis is number 6.
You just made the list!
Coming in at number 5 is soccer. Now, if I was here, a couple months ago, I would say, are you kidding me, Kellen? There's a reason why soccer is number 5. Yes, I am pretty good friends with a former, now a free agent soccer player that played
That's
at
what
PLU.
we're going with.
Was an All-American goalkeeper at PLU. Was just a stud. I went to about 7 soccer games this year, and guys, I tell you what, I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoy the physicalness of women's soccer and men's soccer as well. Got a friend, Clint Apsher, on the men's soccer team. But it's one of those games where you got to be athletic. You can't have bulky hamstrings. You got to be willing to take the hits. And I'll be attending a soccer game tonight at the Clink. I'm really excited for it. Again, my dad never let myself, my sisters play soccer. He didn't believe in it. He believes it's a game with no point to it. It's a game. It's a track meet with a ball is what he always calls it. But you know what? Soccer is becoming more and more appealing to me.
You just made the list!
Coming in at number 4, volleyball. Now, it's not because of spandex. It's a lot more than that. I love volleyball because, number 1, my good friend Drew does the broadcast.
Thank you.
That's a side note.
Appreciate
that. But volleyball is so much fun. If volleyball was a game that you could play here at PLU in the spring, I would absolutely play. Sorry about spring football, Dad. I would absolutely play. Volleyball is so much fun to play. I took a class here. It was co-ed volleyball. And absolutely loved it. I love the intensity of it. I love that every time there's a point scored, the team comes together. That's not something you always see, especially if you run a no-huddle offense. It's so exciting. It's so fast-paced. And there's never any rain delays.
You just made the list!
And coming in at number 3, Christian, is baseball.
Wow.
Now,
Baseball's up there.
Honestly, baseball was probably my best sport growing up. I was a center fielder. I had a great arm, always batted first, was fast enough to get to first. I wasn't a great hitter per se, but would hit the ball past the infield, would always beat it out at first, and have a couple accolades in baseball up in the basement there. There's not any participation trophies. Those were actually some first place award winners. Played some tournaments in Wenatchee. That's a side story. Baseball's fun. I would always go to Arizona. I still do for spring training. It's one of those things where playoff baseball is honestly amazing television. I absolutely love it. Every at-bat matters. Every pitch matters. When it's a regular season game, it's a little bit slow for me, but I love Safeco Field. I love the smell of popcorn, love the hot dogs, love the peanuts. It's a great venue. Baseball's number 3.
You just made the list!
Coming in at number 2 is basketball. And basketball is one of those games where it's so much fun to play no matter what shape you're in. Because if you're in bad shape, You just sit at the 3-point line and say, hey, feed me the ball, and you're a cherry picker. It's one of those deals. We're not looking at anybody in this room. And what's fun about basketball, again, my favorite player growing up, Kobe Bryant. I mean, I have watched thousands of hours of YouTube videos of Kobe Bryant playing basketball. Last night on my On the Man, I pulled up his last game against the Jazz where he scored 60. I'm addicted to Kobe Bryant, addicted to the game of basketball, played basketball up until 9th grade. I love basketball shoes, and basketball's a fun sport for football players to play. We always would play that last spring to stay in shape as well. It's fun cardio, and I love watching basketball, love broadcasting basketball, and it's fun that we have 2 athletes on our radio show that play basketball.
You just made the list.
The number 1 is curling.
Number 1 is not curling. We're not in the weight room. Number 1 is football.
Yeah, of course.
Number 1 is football. And for so many different reasons, there's just nothing like football. And I think, honestly, Drew, your favorite sport's basketball. Christian, your favorite sport's baseball. Lacey, oh, wait. But you know what? You guys would probably say at the end of the day, I love football. It's so close to basketball. It's so close to baseball. And that's why there's nothing like it. There's nothing like Sunday morning football. There's nothing like Saturday morning football with college. Obviously, Friday Night Lights. The impact of the game, the physical side, the elusive side, the agility, all these different kinds of things. Every position matters. It is so much fun. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on my list.
I was really
pleasantly
pleasantly
surprised.
surprised that baseball was so high up on that list. I didn't expect it. That's very nice. I will go in on volleyball, though. I think that volleyball is extremely entertaining to watch.
I agree. I got to broadcast all year. It was fun to do. I know soccer would not have made the list without some outside influence. Mm-hmm. So I'm proud. I'm proud of Takara for at least.
Hey, Mia Hamm, Landon Donovan.
Nope.
Yeah, no motorsports? You're not a motorsports guy?
I'm not a motorsports guy. You should see me on a quad. It was not fun.
No, but Kellen, it was a great list. I mean, like I said, I joke with you there at the end, but have you ever watched Olympic curling?
I have. It's interesting.
It's interesting.
It's so
like
that's the
chess.
word for it.
It's like it's pretty cool. I figured that would have made my list at 7 just so I could say it made my list.
That's fair.
Pretty good list.